Jai Hind students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, when you are kind to others, it not only changes you, it actually changes the world. So, what I mean to say is that, students, we need to learn to like people, to love people. Learn to say the cheerful, humorous thing. Never ever say the mean thing, even if you feel like doing so. So, students, spread happiness and get happiness in return. With that positive note, students, let's begin today's session. Today, we will be discussing some numericals based on optical instruments, right? So, since we have done the topic of simple microscope, compound microscope and telescope, now it's turn to do some numericals. Let's concentrate on the first one. The first numerical is the focal length of the objective and the eyepiece of a compound microscope are 1.25 centimeter and 5 centimeter respectively, right? So, focal length of the objective, it's given to be 1.25 centimeter. Now students, we are aware in the case of a compound microscope, both the objective and the eye lens system are of converging nature. So, their focal length is positive, right? And the focal length of the eyepiece, it's given to be 5 centimeter. We are supposed to find out the position of the object relative to the objective in order to obtain an angular magnification of 30 in normal adjustment, right? So basically, the image is to be formed at LDDV, that is 25 centimeter. And the angular magnification is given to be 30. Now students, we are aware in the case of a compound microscope, the final image so obtained is inverted. So using sign convention M, it should be given by minus 30. Right? Magnifying power is negative. Now, we are already aware of the formula. In the case of a compound microscope, when the image is formed at LDDV, the normal adjustment in compound microscope means when the image is formed at LDDV. So it is given by M0 into ME, which can further be written as M0 multiplied by 1 plus D by FA. This we have already done in the theoretical part, right? So let's substitute these values now. MLDV, it's given to be minus 30. M0, it is to be found 1 plus D is always constant for a given human eye, right? It has to be substituted as 25. It is near point or LDDV. FE. So therefore, what we get is minus 30 is equal to M0 multiplied by 6, which implies that M0 is equal to minus 5, right? Now we are supposed to find out the position of the object relative to the objective. Now let's consider for object lens, for the objective or for object lens. We are already aware the linear magnification of the object lens in terms of the image and the object distance, it's given by V0 by U0. Now M0 is given to be minus 5. It is equal to V0 by U0. That is, V0 may be written as minus 5 times U0, right? Also, from Gaussian lens equation, 1 by V0 minus 1 by U0 is equal to 1 by F0. So F0 is already given, right? V0 in terms of U0 is given, so we can substitute these two values over here and get the value of U0. So which implies that 1 by minus 5 U0 minus 1 by U0 is equal to 1 by F0. F0 is given to be 1.25 in centimeters. It will give us, consider LCM, it will be 5 U0, right? Then it will be minus 1 minus 5, that is minus 6 and 1 over 1.25, which further implies that U0 is equal to minus 6 into 1.25 divided by 5. So students, 0.25 multiplied by 5 is 1.25 and 0.25 multiplied by 6, that will give us minus 1.5 centimeter. So the object is to be placed at a distance of 1.5 centimeter from the object lens. So this is the answer, minus 1.5 centimeter. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, students. A reflecting type telescope. Reflecting type means it is the telescope in which we make use of a mirror as an objective, right? We make use of a concave mirror or a huge parabolic mirror. It has a concave reflector of radius of curvature 120 centimeter. Calculate the focal length of the eyepiece to secure a magnification of 20. Now students, this is the formula to be used. M, it is given by F0 divided by Fe. F0 is the focal length of the objective, while Fe is the focal length of the eye lens, right? Here, M, it's given to be 20. Let's make use of sign convention. The image so obtained is inverted. So therefore, angular magnification is negative, right? Also, the radius of curvature of a concave mirror, it is negative. So minus 120 centimeter. And focal length of the eyepiece is to be calculated, right? Now we are aware for concave mirror, actually for any spherical mirror, the relationship between focal length and the radius of curvature is focal length is equal to half the radius of curvature. So obviously if the radius of curvature is negative, then focal length would also be negative. So this is the focal length of the objective. So we get minus 120 divided by 2. That will give us minus 60 centimeter. Therefore students, substitute these values over here. What we get is M is minus 20. Minus because the final image is inverted. F0 is minus 60. Fe. So it implies that Fe is equal to minus 60 divided by minus 20. That is, the focal length of the eye lens is found to be 3 centimeter. Clear? The positive sign suggests that the lens under consideration must be of converging nature. That is, it is a convex lens. So this is the focal length of the eyepiece so as to secure a magnification of 20. Now let's proceed to the third question, students. The focal length of the eyepiece and the objective of a compound microscope are 5 centimeter and 1 centimeter respectively, right? And the length of the tube is 20 centimeter. So these are the two lens systems which are placed at the ends of a tube, cylindrical tube, right? So this distance is given to be the length of the tube. It's given to be 20 centimeter. Okay, we are supposed to calculate the magnifying power of the microscope when the final image is formed at infinity. Now students, suppose this is, we need to draw the ray diagram for this. This is the focus of the objective. Now in a microscope, we are aware the small tiny object is to be placed just beyond the focus of the objective, right? Now let's draw the ray diagram. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it will tend to pass through the focus, isn't it? Like this. And the incident ray passing through the optical center, that remains undeviated. So this is where the image will be formed. Real and inverted image will be formed. Let us consider this to be A dash, B dash. And the object distance is given to us, isn't it? I think U0. Actually, let us represent it by U0. It is not given. Now students, look, it is given that the final image is formed at infinity. A dash B dash will act as an object for the eyepiece, and the final image will be formed at infinity only if the A dash B dash lies at the focus of the eyepiece. So this must also be the focus of the eyepiece. And the focal length of the eyepiece is given to be 5 centimeter, right? It's given to be 5 centimeter. So as a result, what happens is A dash B dash will act as an object for the eyepiece. So again, using the same rule, incident ray parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will tend to pass through the focus, and the incident ray passing the optical center, that will remain undeviated, like this. Now these two rays will enter the eye and it will appear as if the rays are coming from infinity, so that the final image is formed at infinity, right? This is the ray diagram. Now students, this distance, that is the distance between the objective and the eyepiece, that is the length of the tube, is given to be 20 centimeter. This distance is 5 centimeter. So the distance of A dash B dash from the optical center of the objective would be, it's pretty clear, 20 minus 5, that is 15 centimeter. Right? So, for the objective lens, we are aware of its focal length, we are aware of the distance of the image. So the object distance u0 can be easily found, right? So let's consider for objective lens. Okay, for objective lens, focal length of the objective, it is given to be 1 centimeter. V0, it is the real image obtained, right? This is A dash B dash is the image of object AB for this objective lens. So the image distance from the objective is 15. Just now we have calculated, this is 20 minus 5, so that will give us 15. So making use of lens equation, 1 by V0 minus 1 by U0 is equal to 1 by F0, we can easily get the value of U0. So let's try to solve it. Therefore, 1 by U0, it would be equal to 1 by V0 minus 1 by F0. That is 1 by 15 minus 1 by 1. Or it implies that 1 by U0 is equal to, LCM can be taken as 15. So 1 minus 15 is minus 14. So it will give us minus 14 by 15. Which further implies that U0 is equal to minus 15 by 14 centimeter, right? So this distance of the object from the objective has been calculated. Now students, when the final image is obtained at infinity, then the magnifying power of the compound microscope, it's given by V0 over U0 D by Fe. Now V0 is known to us, right? V0 is this distance, 15. Isn't it? U0 we have calculated, it's minus 14 by 15. D is to be taken as 25. Focal length of the eyepiece, that is given to be 5 centimeter. So we can substitute these values over here and get the magnifying power. So V0, it's obtained to be 15. U0, just now we have calculated, it is minus 15 by 14. Multiplied by D. It's constant, so no convention is to be used. So it is to be taken as 25 for normal eye, until and unless otherwise mentioned, right? Focal length of the eyepiece, that's given to be 5 centimeter. It is of converging nature, so it has to be taken as positive. So we get 15 get cancelled, so minus 14 multiplied by 5. That is the angular magnification, which is also known as the magnifying power of the compound microscope, when the final image is obtained at infinity, would be minus 14 into 5, that is minus 70. And the negative sign suggests that the final image so obtained is real and inverted. It is real and inverted. So this is the solution. Now students, let's proceed to question number 4 then. Question number 4 is related to the astronomical telescope. The magnifying power of an astronomical telescope in the normal adjustment. Now students, remember, normal adjustment is the case. Normal adjustment in the case of a telescope, astronomical telescope, is when the final image is obtained at infinity, right? So it is given to be 20. If the length of the telescope is 105 centimeter in this adjustment, we are supposed to find out the focal length of the objective as well as the eye length. So here we are aware, in the normal adjustment, in the case of a telescope, in the normal adjustment, the image is formed at infinity, the final image. So in the normal adjustment, we are aware that the length of the tube, it is given by the sum of the focal length of the objective and the eyepiece. Actually, in the normal adjustment of telescope, the focus of the objective and the eyepiece coincides, right? So length of the tube is given by the sum of f0 and fe. Here, m is given to be minus 20. And the magnifying power in the case of the normal adjustment is given to be minus f0 over fe. So we need to make use of all these formulas, right? Therefore, students, let's substitute the value. So minus 20 is equal to minus f0 over fe, or f0 is equal to 20 times fe. Therefore, let's substitute this value over here, right? So from first we get length. Length of the tube is given to be 105 centimeter. So it is 105 fe plus f0. f0 is 20 fe. Therefore, 21 fe is equal to 105. Or it implies that, students, fe is equal to 105 divided by 21, right? So it is equal to 5 centimeter. And f0, it is equal to 20 times fe. So 20 times fe, that is 20 multiplied by 5, that is 100 centimeter. So students, in the normal adjustment of this particular astronomical telescope, the focal length of the eye lens is found to be 5 centimeter and the focal length of the objective is found to be 100 centimeter. And as we are aware, for high magnifying power, the focal length of the objective should be large while the focal length of the eye lens should be small. Okay students, let's proceed to question number 5 then. A telescope has an objective of focal length 50 centimeter and eyepiece of focal length 5 centimeter. So this is the given information. The focal length of the objective is given to be 50 centimeter. Both are of converging nature. So as per sign convention, the focal length must be positive. And the focal length of the eyepiece, it's given to be 5 centimeter. Again, this will be positive, right? LDDV is given to be 25. It is given to be 25 centimeter. The telescope is focused for a distinct vision on a scale 200 centimeter away from the objective, right? Calculate the separation between the objective and the eyepiece. Okay, I'll make you understand this question by drawing this diagram. In the case of a telescope, you're aware the objective, it should have large aperture and large focal length. While on the other hand, students, the eyepiece, it should have small aperture and short focal length, isn't it? Suppose this is the optical center and this is the line passing to the optical center of the two lenses. So it will act as the principal axis. Now let us consider this to be the object. It is at a distance of given to be 200 centimeters, right? the telescope is focused for a distant vision on a scale 200 centimeter away from the objective. This is 200 centimeter. So its focus is 50, somewhere over here. So its image will be formed on the other side, isn't it? Suppose its image is formed over here, somewhere over here. This is A dash, B dash. Now this is U0. It will act as an objective, obviously. This is the objective lens. And this is the eyepiece or the eye lens. Now the distance of this object from the object lens is U0. A dash, B dash is the image of this object, isn't it? So its distance from the optical center of the object lens can be considered to be V0. Now we are aware A dash, B dash will act as an object for the eye lens. So its distance from the optical center of the eye lens can be considered to be UE. And the final image is formed at LDDV. So that is VE. So actually this will become the length of the tube. Isn't it? This is the length of the tube, which will be given by V0 plus UE. Therefore, this is to be found. The separation between the objective and the eye lens would be given by magnitude of V0 and the magnitude of UE. And to find out the length of the tube or the separation between the objective and the eyepiece, we need to find out the value of V0 and then we need to find out the value of UE. Clear? So, let's consider for object lens or the objective. For object lens, we are aware 1 by V0 minus 1 by U0 is equal to 1 by F0. Clear, students? So, let's substitute the value and get the value of U0 first. Right? So we get 1 by V0 is equal to 1 by F0 plus 1 by U0, which will give us 1 by F0 is 50 and U0 it's given to be, if you apply sign convention, U0 would be measured against the direction of the incident ray, so it has to be taken as negative. So it is minus 200, right? Here U0 is minus 200 centimeter. So if you solve it, what we get is 200 will be the LCM. So over here we get 4 minus 1, that is 3 by 200, or V0 is equal to plus 200 by 3 centimeter. So obviously A dash B dash will be formed at a distance 200 by 3 centimeter from the optical center of the object lens on the other side as that of the object. So this distance is found to be 200 by 3 centimeter. Now students, consider the eye lens. For eye lens, again making use of Gaussian lens equation, we know that 1 by VE minus 1 by UE is equal to 1 by FE. That is 1 by UE, it may be written as 1 by VE minus 1 by FE, right? So what we get is 1 by, now the final image is to be formed somewhere over here. This is A dash, A double dash, B double dash. It is to be formed at a distance of D, that is 25 centimeter. Now students, the direction of the incident ray is from left to right. So when you measure this distance from the optical center in a direction opposite to that of the incident ray, so this distance is to be taken as negative, right? So VE is minus 25. Focal length of the eye lens, it's given to be 5. So let's solve it. So what we get is 25 is LCM. So here we get minus 1, minus 5. So minus 6 by 25, which implies that UE is minus 25 by 6 centimeter. So this distance is calculated. It is minus 25 by 6. Therefore, the separation between the two types of lenses, or the objective and the eyepiece, is, which is equivalent to the length of the tube, it would be equal to V0 plus U0, isn't it? So what is the value of V0? It is 200 by 3 plus, in magnitude, it is 25 by 6. Look, this distance is to be calculated. This is 200 by 3 and the magnitude of this distance is 25 by 6. So the length of the tube would be 200 by 3 plus 25 by 6. Here we need to consider the magnitude, right? So if you solve it, what we get is 6 will be the LCM, and this is 400 plus 25. So that will give us 425 divided by 6, which is 70.8 centimeter. So 70.8 centimeter is the length of the tube, right? Or rather the separation between the objective and the eyepiece. Okay students, now let's proceed to the last question, that is the sixth one. And this type of question is very important, again from your examination point of view, right? So in order to solve these questions, your theoretical concepts must be crystal clear. Now here we are given these three lenses. Which of the two lenses will you use as an eyepiece and objective to construct an astronomical telescope? Now students, you must be aware, in astronomical telescope, so as to have high light gathering property and large resolving power, the aperture, the focal length of the objective should be very large, while the focal length and aperture of the eye lens should be very small, right? So for eyepiece, let's consider for eyepiece. Eyepiece, as I stated, the focal length should be small and the aperture must be small, right? So here the power is given. Now we are already aware power is the reciprocal of focal length in meters, or focal length would be the reciprocal of the power. So if the power is maximum, then its focal length would be minimum. So here lens L3 has got maximum power. So for lens L3 the focal length is minimum. So for eyepiece we make use of a short focal length converging lens, right? And of short aperture. So obviously lens L3 is preferred. So it should have short aperture and short focal length. While on the other hand students, for the objective or for the object lens, as just now I have stated, the aperture and the focal length of the objective should be very large, so that the telescope may possess large light gathering property and large magnifying power. So its aperture should be large, isn't it? So 8 cm is the maximum aperture, and focal length should be also large. Now here focal length is large when the power is minimum. So for lens L1 power is minimum, therefore focal length would be maximum. So we will prefer lens L1 because it will have minimum power, that is maximum focal length and maximum aperture. So object lens must have large aperture and large focal length. Right? So from these considerations, it's pretty clear that lens L3 should be used as the eyepiece, while lens L1, it should be used as the objective. So students, I hope while doing these questions, several theoretical concepts are clear, and as I stated earlier, physics without numericals is nothing. Actually, if you are not able to consider numericals, then you won't be able to fully understand the concepts in physics. So do practice as many numericals as possible, right? So that's it for this particular session, students. Do join me in my next lecture then. Till then, do take very good care of yourself and always stay blessed. Thank you for watching my videos.